The fifth leg fencing tactic is the hook. And the hook differs from the trip, reap, sweep, post in that we're lacing one of his legs. Now, as a leg fencing tactic, we can use this defensively, offensively. It doesn't really matter. What I want you to do is use this as sensitivity to what's occurring. You wrap in around so that even the toes come around all the way through, not just here. This is not a hook. A hook snakes in around. Now already you see the first technical example that I want to demonstrate. We'll turn so that you get this grand view. Around, as you lead with the toes, screwing out figure 8, he already goes down, locking arm, power transfer. Oh, tender victuals. Here we go. Once again, as we snake around, these two become the supporting leg, and we have a floater. Here, as this comes down, drive him down, and we end up in our favorite GQ pose. But that's not the only direction we may travel. We hook in. Now, he's balancing, we're balancing. What if we duck between and head towards the other triangle all the way through? Now, there are many different little leg fencing maneuvers we can do on the ground, but that's for your preference. What I want you to see is maintaining control all the way through. It's important in the hook to see that we're transitioning now to a more dynamic sphere, that it's not just here. It's your legs engaging his legs, your body engaging his body. So one more time, we hook in and we disappear all the way through. If we take the hook and we place it on the opposite leg, now, right now I have his back and I have cuff. Over here, if he comes in tight and tries to increase the range from middle ground to close, now we're at shoulder depth. Wrap around to control this leg. Why? We're going to see this later on in joint mass center, that if he inserts his pelvis underneath the joint mass center, he's going to control the fight. So we're going to lace in with our hook. From here, we have two supporting legs here. It's not going to take much to drive and hammer him into the ground. We have a hold. He starts sneaking, and we start going. We lace in tight here, but it needs to be instantaneous. As he comes in, this starts sneaking around, and Ben's already going. When the hook's complete, it lifts and down. There's a quasi-sixth leg fencing tactic. Now, the reason I say quasi is because it's a segue into the rest of this installment of a movable object, unstoppable force, that being the elevator. The elevator is inserted to elevate his body as we disappear underneath. So it has characteristics of a hook and a reap, a post, and even a sweep. But what we're going to do is use this to carry beyond. And you can see that it need not just be on this side, not just with the knee or shin, but with the foot, maybe just the knee. The only purpose that I want you to see is that leg fencing is not a two-dimensional sphere. As we segue in the joint mass center, I want you to see how your legs are the coil we wrap around him. If we take the leg fencing and we combine it, we need to have some kind of generator. Now, we spoke of the oscillation of the lunar and solar plexus with this hourglass. We can do that once we join in union with our opponent, and we're going to discuss that in just a moment. But when these two grab a hold of each other, their pelvis is still free, even though their upper body, right now, their grasp, is not down securing the lunar plexus. So from here, Ben will begin by just working the pelvis back and forth. This is going to be the generator. Now, he can keep this up, Tempest. Okay, thanks. Scott's going to do the same, and this is going to be a good drill for you to work with your people, because it's this pelvic mobility that's going to determine the inertia. And then switch, and then Ben will do the same thing, and switch, and Scott will do the same thing. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to coordinate this, so we're going to start off slowly. Both people are going to move their hips counterclockwise and then clockwise, counterclockwise and clockwise. And they're going to increase the tempo until they're virtually a blizzard of just pelvis back and forth, and stop. Good.